You're with the hard facts from the CNN News 18 Federal Bank Prime Time Studio. Viewers, what a day it's been. History has been scripted for a whole generation of Indians, maybe even two, viewers. The last time a Prime Minister was completing the formalities to lay stake to form the government for a third consecutive time was in 1962. 62 years later, the Prime Minister today completing those formalities. Those pictures are from the old Lok Sabha from the morning where the entire NDA met and endorsed the Prime Minister. Well, viewers, the Prime Minister-elect, let me say, is back in his element. During the course of an NDA meeting, the one that you're seeing unfold before your eyes, called to endorse him for staking claim to the PM's post, Modi launched a no-holds-barred attack on the Congress party. In a blistering but measured extempore speech, where the Prime Minister only ever occasionally looked down at his notes, he asked the Congress what it was so ecstatic about. Why was it so cock-a-hoop? The Prime Minister wondered how a party that ended up with less than even 100 seats and that in 3 elections hasn't been able to surpass the BJP's 240 in this election. How is it that such a party still believes that the popular mandate in this election was in favor of its right to rule, to even exercise the right to rule, to even contemplate forming the government, to even think that it could deny Modi an opportunity to stake claim, even though, according to the Prime Minister-elect, the NDA has been around for more than 3 decades, that it is the only organic pre-poll alliance to have ever staked claim in 4 iterations. Indeed, viewers, we might forget actually, but this is the 4th time that the NDA is staking claim. So it's essentially staking claim for the 4th term since it became a viable winning combination. But viewers, before we move on, listen to the Prime Minister-elect as he tears into the Congress party today in what formally begins the process of responding to the Congress after the elections were completed and the results were out. Remember, in his address at the BJP headquarters, the Prime Minister spoke a grander narrative. Today he was in his political element. So listen in.
साथियों, मेरा बहुत सौभाग्य है कि एनडीए के नेता के रूप में आप सब साथियों ने सर्वसम्मति से चुन करके मुझे एक नया दायित्व दिया है और इसके लिए मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। आज जब आप मुझे फिर से एक बार ये दायित्व देते हैं, इसका मतलब है कि हम दोनों के बीच हम आपस में विश्वास का सेतु इतना मजबूत है। सरकार चलाने के लिए बहुमत आवश्यक है। लोकतंत्र का वही एक सिद्धांत है, लेकिन देश चलाने के लिए सर्वमत बहुत जरूरी होता है। हिंदुस्तान के राजनीतिक इतिहास में और हिंदुस्तान की राजनीति में गठबंधन के इतिहास में प्री पोल अलायंस इतना सफल कभी भी नहीं हुआ है जितना कि एनडीए हुआ। अगर मैं 14, 19 और 24 3 चुनावों को जोड़ करके कहूं, कांग्रेस के 3 चुनाव जोड़ूं तो इन 3 चुनाव में जितनी सीटें मिली है उससे ज्यादा हमें इस चुनाव में मिली है.
Well, viewers, the Congress Party's lead national spokesperson and the head of its media cell, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, didn't waste any time, as he never really does, in retorting and taking on the Prime Minister. He hit back at the Prime Minister-elect with unrestrained and trademark venom. Listen in.
एक तिहाई प्रधानमंत्री के दोगलेपन की कोई सीमा नहीं. देखिए आज वो क्या कर रहे हैं. मूर्छित एनडीए में जान फूंकने की भरसक कोशिश कर रहे हैं और संविधान को अपना माथा ठेक रहे हैं. यही वो संविधान है जिस पर उन्होंने आक्रमण किया है पिछले 10 सालों में. संवैधानिक सिद्धांतों का उल्लंघन हुआ है, संवैधानिक संस्थाएं कमजोर किए गए हैं और प्रचार किया गया 400 पार का ताकि संविधान बदले, बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर का संविधान बदले, और आज उसी संविधान को अपनाने का ड्रामा रचा रहे हैं. इनकी दोगलेपन की कोई सीमा नहीं है. 1/3 प्रधानमंत्री हैं. इनकी भारी प्रचंड व्यक्तिगत, राजनीतिक और नैतिक हार हुई है.
Rajnitik and Naitik, moral and political. Viewers, defeat, says Jairam Ramesh. Aside from Jairam Ramesh, many in the Congress believe that it should have made a more strident attempt to win power. Are these folks in the Congress misreading the verdict? Here are some hard facts. Judge for yourselves, viewers. I always present these hard facts to you so you can get closer to the truth, so that you can sift fact from fiction. Now, viewers, let me break this result down for you in a different way, looking at it from the Congress perspective. Yesterday, we had broken it down from whether the Prime Minister actually had the mandate in his favor. Today, we're seeing whether the Congress, we're assessing this, whether the Congress can actually claim that the people voted for it, but the NDA is denying them. So, viewers, the BJP won 240 out of 441 seats it contested. If you just do the maths, that strike rate is about 54.4%. So, a little more than half the number of seats where it contested, it won. The Congress won 99 out of 329 seats, viewers. If you do the math, the strike rate is 30%. So, it won 1 every 3 seats. The BJP won 1 every 2 seats it contested. Now you tell me, viewers, who do you think the voter was picking more often when they were presented with the option? That's the first hard fact, viewers. The second, let's look at margins. Congress won 6 seats by less than 5,000 votes. The takeaway is this simple, viewers: more seats via narrow margins among the contested seats. The BJP actually won 7 by the same margin of less than 5,000, but it contested a significantly large number of seats. So if you do the math there again, viewers, it shows that the Congress was winning your support with more slender margins. Now let's look at strongholds. This is an important measure. It tells you about the quality of a victory. How many people endorse you emphatically? In 101 seats, viewers, the BJP's vote share was greater than 50%. This has come down, if you remember, in 2019 it was around 244 seats, if I'm not mistaken, where its vote share was more than 50%. So it's come down. But think about it, in a quarter of the seats, people were emphatically in favor of the BJP. When it comes to the Congress, only 37 seats where the voter was emphatically in favor of it. Then let's look at vote shares, viewers. This is an indication of how well you are doing. Now, obviously, there's no point comparing the overall vote share because there is a significant BJP advantage there. Naturally, viewers, because A, the BJP has contested more seats and it has also won more seats. So it's quite clear that they would be doing better. But let's look at growth patterns. You get a vote share. It tells you where you're growing. There's been a dip in 16 states and union territories when it comes to the Congress party. So there are fewer voters who are impressed with the Congress's message spread across geographies. That tells you that the seats that the Congress has won is localized. A large number of them in Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka. These three states in Kerala, giving them the bulk of the seats. The rest, hit and miss. Rajasthan, of course, another state. So 5 states and the rest were all hit and miss, viewers. Let's look at the next hard fact. The NDA has governments in 22 states. It's clear that the NDA is more acceptable pan-India than the Congress party or even the India bloc. Viewers, let's open this up because many people will have differing opinions on this question. And it's an interesting one. Because after all, what is at stake, viewers? The stake is our future for 5 years. And we mustn't get this wrong. If we misread the verdict, then the wrong people are governing us. But if we haven't, then there is no controversy. So let's just bury this controversy by getting all our stakeholders to put their views forward. Tehseen Poonawalla, let me start with you first. Since you speak for the Congress, you're close obviously to the Gandhi family. You know what they're thinking, how they're reacting to this verdict and whether they actually do feel validated. So let me ask you, Tehseen Poonawalla, I've put out some facts, some hard facts for you tonight. On the basis of this, can you actually make a case for saying that the people have actually picked you and not Narendra Modi? How can you say unki naitik and what is the other word? My Hindi is not the best. So what he meant was electoral and moral defeat. How can you make this claim?
Good evening, Rahul. Thank you for having me on the show. At the onset, congratulations to Guru Prakash Bhai. I haven't met him since the results, so many congratulations to him.
You haven't even met me. Say nice things to me.
But I always say nice things to you, but you're not in the BJP. And I know you're not. I know you're a neutral journalist, and I will stand by that. I say that publicly.
Good.
And I tweet
I'm
that
glad.
publicly.
It's been a tough time. If you've been reading,
you asked the tough
one
questions.
very unlikely source has been taking up for journalists over the last 24 hours. Great spirited. Forgot that someone very close to him transcended from becoming a journalist to a politician. So thank you for saying that I'm not one at all. Yes.
No, you're
Go
not.
Ahead,
you've always questioned the government, and you've always given the opposition enough airtime. So I do agree on that. But 2 points. I do firmly believe that this is a moral defeat for the BJP, any way you look at it. I firmly believe this, and I'll give you my reasons why. The Honorable Prime Minister did thunder in Parliament, "Ab ki baar 400 par, main akela sab pe bhari." Rahul Gandhi, the Congress, did not say that. In fact, every time we spoke as the India Alliance. So we say the India Alliance, our target was 295, we achieved 232. The BJP's individual target was 370, 400 plus for the NDA. They achieved 292. It is they who failed. Of course, the Prime Minister even struggled to win in Varanasi. At one point, he was trailing. He won by about 1.5 lakh votes. So this is actually a rejection of Modi ki guarantee. This is also a rejection by we the people of the fact that somebody believed that for the next 1,000 years, there would be a domination of a single party over the cultural values of India. What's happened now is we the people believe that the government is elected to serve, and now not again for the next 5 years can somebody come on television at 8 p.m. and say, in the next 4 hours, your money currency is banned. In the next 4 hours, there's a lockdown in the country. That cannot happen. That's the sigh of relief. That's the moral victory that we're talking about. Of course, the BJP is the single largest party. Of course, the BJP got more numbers than the entire India Alliance. But look at the battle we were fighting. Don't look at it merely as mathematical numbers. Look at it in a political context. In a political context where nobody gave us a chance. In a political context where you are the most popular leader, even today, Prime Minister Modi, a giant over all of us. This is somewhat of a David taking down Goliath. I've not said the Goliath has been defeated, but David has at least taken a few steps forward. Come the next UP elections, Haryana, Maharashtra right away, there is a chance for the India Alliance to pick up. I firmly believe Haryana and Maharashtra, India Alliance is going to do well. And then UP elections, we see how it turns out. And then anything can happen in politics. Anand had interesting one thing. Anand in a podcast had made a series of future prime ministers, starting from Amit Shah to Yogi Adityanath. I think Anand may have to rethink that. If the India Alliance wins Haryana, Maharashtra, and in UP, Anand will have to rethink that.
So just 1 second. So Tehseen Poonawalla, are you suggesting that the Prime Minister who has taken his party in the face of 10 years of anti-incumbency, close to winning an election, doesn't have the moral or the electoral right to form a government, but someone who is at 99 and then shopping around to find one body to make it 100 and apparently has, is somehow more entitled? I mean, this is a contradiction in terms.
It is. That's not true. And that can't happen. The Prime Minister is not just morally entitled, he's constitutionally entitled to form the government, and he will.
So then why is the Congress party, so then the Prime Minister's right to say, what are you jumping around for? Pipe down. You've lost an election.
No, we haven't lost the election, but let me explain that.
You haven't lost it?
It's a grey area. No, we haven't.
It's a grey area.
Let me explain slightly.
Okay.
It's a grey area.
Okay.
And it's not 50 shades of grey, it's just one shade of grey.
Well, you're making it 50. Well, actually, in your case, it would be, again, my math is not my strong suit, so 173 shades of grey, right? 99 plus 173 will give you, I think, look.
272.
I think I might have overestimated that. But anyhow, go ahead.
No, but I'll tell you why this is the 230. You see, of course, the president has no option. She has to invite the single largest three-party alliance, which is the NDA, or the single largest political party, the BJP, to form the government. The India alliance is duty-bound that in case the NDA fails, it hasn't so far, it doesn't look like it is. In case there is some bargaining, they don't form the alliance, it doesn't work, what do you want? Do you want to throw the country back to polls, or the India alliance is supposed to form a government? Picking up a phone in politics, speaking to your political opponents, trying to build bridges, that's hardcore politics. We should celebrate it. Okay. That isn't wrong. The India Alliance cannot form the government now. NDA has to form the government. It is forming the government.
Okay, let's open this up.
But if the government falls, India Alliance should try to form the government.
Okay. Well, viewers, remember what he said. The verdict in favor of the NDA is a grey area. And 73, whatever it is, shades of grey. Dr. Ranganathan, 173 shades of grey. Can you see the black and the white here?
Good evening, Rahul. Good evening to my fellow panelists. Good evening, especially to Tehseen, who is an expert in shades of grey.
He's wearing black, though.
But
I'm wearing black, though.
But at the outset, I think it was a wonderful gesture on behalf of Rahul Gandhi to have congratulated Pakistan at defeating America yesterday in cricket, because Rahul Gandhi said America or USA was expected to win in 14 overs, and because they had to require a super over, it was not really America that won, it was actually Pakistan. So I congratulate that logic. It's wonderful. What are we talking about here, Rahul? 3 points. Number one, for somebody to say that BJP has not got the mandate, has not got the moral right, just because it boasted it's going to win 400 seats. Well, there is. And the day Narendra Modi said that, I said, look, that's not true. That's wrong. He shouldn't have said it. But other than that, are we forgetting that the whole jamboree of elections is a cornucopia, if I may say so, of symbolism, of metaphor, of bombast? I mean, Rahul Gandhi and every politician, starting from Mamta Di to Stalin to everyone, expected India Alliance to win. So they were the ones who were saying exit polls are wrong. They are the ones who are going to say we are going to form the government. So they were wrong as well.
Sidhu Moosewala 295.
That's right, 295. And these are the people who got 145 seats, and they were jumping, dancing in the aisles when Manmohan Singh was anointed the Prime Minister. Then next time round, they got 205, and they were not just dancing, they were jiving in the aisles. They were so happy that, look, they have beaten anti-incumbency. What happened after 10 years of their anti-incumbency? They got 52 seats. And what happens after 10 years of anti-incumbency as far as Narendra Modi is concerned? He gets 240. So obviously he's got the mandate, and yes, of course, it's reduced. But so what? I mean, I don't understand this kind of juvenile posturing. I hoped it wouldn't extend beyond 2 or 3 days, because, give them the due. They've done better than everyone expected them to do. So, yeah, but it's just gone beyond. It's gone to bizarre lengths. People are accusing Narendra Modi of having manipulated the stock markets. Meanwhile, the BSE is back to its original level. So all kinds of mind games are being played, be that as it may. What does this mandate, and of course it is a mandate to Narendra Modi, hold or portend for the next 5 years? I firmly believe it's going to form a very stable government. And I firmly believe that Narendra Modi, being a status quoist, unfortunately, all the reforms that should have happened, civilizational as well as cultural, as well as removing the discrimination against Hindus, will not happen, because he might be stopped by his major coalition partners. But all the economic reforms would happen, because in Chandrababu Naidu, you have a reformist who's even more of a daring reformist than Narendra Modi. So I think the future is bright for India. And I think together the opposition as well as the ruling dispensation should come together and celebrate that.
Okay. Let me bring in Guru Prakash Paswan, BJP national spokesperson. Mr. Paswan, look, when it comes to moral victories and moral defeats, that particular definition is quite elastic. So, first of all, are you morally entitled to stake claim? Because I've heard sometimes the BJP taking positions in Karnataka where certain parties have allied, or in Maharashtra where there was a whole MVA that came together post-poll, etc., as you know, and you question their authority and all of that. So there is a bit of that. And then, of course, whether electorally you have got the mandate in your pocket. You said 400 par, you haven't even ended up with a basic majority, a simple majority. Tehseen Poonawalla says there are shades of grey here. So could you respond on these points?
No, Rahul, I think let me first acknowledge and congratulate you, because apart from being a political activist, we are political scholars as well. And the article that you have written, that has answers to all the questions that effectively Mr. Jairam Ramesh has raised. And one particular point which I am dying to mention here is that the Bharatiya Janata Party has secured more votes than the Congress Party in south of India. 3,000 more votes by contesting on lesser number of seats. So the next time any Congress person says that the Bharatiya Janata Party is not a political party beyond the Vindhyas, you have to take a note of it. We are a larger party than you in the south of India. One nation is our motto. One nation is our political commitment. That point, Rahul, I had to mention here because since morning it was inside me. Second, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla is a very good friend and he said nobody gave us a chance. Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, my dear friend, we are not playing gully cricket. पहले try ball करो, out हो जाओगे, फिर वो out नहीं दोगे. Nobody gave us a chance. Nobody gave us a chance. What do you mean by this? Tehseen, you are a dear friend, but who gives chance in politics, sir? Nobody gave us a chance. You cannot tolerate the fact, Tehseen, you and your ecosystem, you and your elite feudal establishment could not simply tolerate or digest the fact that for the last 10 years, the country became the 5th largest economy. Our country became the first to land on the south pole of the moon. But that still, you could not tolerate a chai wala as one of the most powerful prime minister in the history of our country. And hence the reason, a moral defeat, this is all philosophical. I'm a student of law. I'm a student of jurisprudence. I think you should go and study Aristotle and Plato and Socrates. I think they will have a lot of offerings for you. But as far as politics is concerned, let me make this very clear. South of India, west of India, east of India, the historical and the remarkable mandate in Odisha, both in the parliamentary election and the assembly election. So, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, Rahul, and the entire elite establishment of the Congress party, the simple problem is that they cannot accept, they cannot digest a man from humble origin, a man from lower caste as one of the most powerful prime minister in the history of our country. And this is precisely the problem. Hence the argument moral defeat, naitik har. Arey kya hai bhai? You're not playing gully cricket. It's Indian politics. World's largest democracy, world's ancient democracy.
Let me bring in this.
Take a note of it.
Okay, Samajwadi's national spokesperson also here with us. Mr. Haidar, is the problem with Narendra Modi? Is that really what it is? You just want to see the back of him and therefore you're going to construct a narrative which actually falls foul of the facts. And I have got the facts here. 3 days I've been bringing these facts together every evening.
Rahul bhai, I feel sorry for Mr. Modi. Am I audible?
Yes, of course you are, sir.
Yeah. I feel sorry for Mr. Modi because he has. We all know how he has done the government in the past, starting from Gujarat state to the center. Rahul Bhai, the problem with Mr. Modi is he's so desperate to get into the power for the third term. I mean, he's not even going to share the government and power with people, but also frame of camera everywhere with people like Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, who considered him a terrorist, who wants to end the democracy of the country. This is very unfortunate. This is very, I really feel sorry for Mr. Prime Minister because, Rahul Bhai, he has a style of, a top-down style of leadership, which a coalition may not take it because, for a coalition, you need the first and foremost thing is consensus. And Mr. Narendra Modi has always been, making unilateral decision. In most of the decisions, he's not even taking the confidence of his cabinet. So that's why what he has been doing throughout. And now, when he's going to run a coalition government, that is going to be quite challenging for him. And people of the country are anxious. They are not certain that how long
you're calling him just so I got that right. You're saying that he's been accused of being a terrorist. Now, can I ask you, sir, very quickly, one short question? Didn't you give? Hello, one second, Mr. Haider. One second, Mr. Haider, please. You gave a ticket to a quasi-terrorist. You've given a ticket to a quasi-terrorist.
Whom you are referring to?
One of the biggest gangsters.
Do you know whom you're referring to?
Well, you should tell me.
No, you should tell me.
Well, sir, I mean, you have...
There could be more than one, he feels.
Well, no, I'm asking
just
you.
tell me. No,
Mr. Haider, no, there is, look, I'm not going to sit here and take names. You know who we are talking about. The elephant in the room. A gangster, a don, a mafia don. Can
you please name some?
Do I have to shame you?
Bharatiya Janata Party has given ticket to Tariq Mir, who was a Hizbul commander. They have given ticket to terrorists who have been, taken from, arrested by NIA. They have given ticket to terrorists.
Okay.
This is on record.
Mr. Paswan, the Prime Minister is being accused of terrorism, of being a terrorist de facto by the Samajwadi Party tonight to deny him his due. Would you like to respond to this?
No, certainly. I think the utterances of Samajwadi Party no longer matters. The senior leader of Samajwadi Party, Mr. Azam Khan, once said, pointing towards a statue of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, ये देश के सबसे बड़े भूमाफिया हैं. तो समाजवादी पार्टी के नेता क्या बोलते हैं उसका कोई अर्थ नहीं है. The institution of Samajwadi Party, and they are speaking of a top-down approach. You are commenting on our coalition building capacity. For your information, sir, for the information of your viewers, Rahul, coalition dharma. The term coalition dharma was introduced to Indian politics by none other than Bharat Ratna, former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. We ran a successful government with 182 member of parliament, sir. Now we are 240, more than 240 member of parliament, and you are accusing us. This is just beyond my comprehension. We have ran a coalition with people like Karunanidhi ji, people like Mamta Didi, people like Farooq Abdullah. So I don't think we need any lesson on running a coalition government from someone like Samajwadi Party. So Samajwadi Party here is lecturing us. Samajwadi Party here is lecturing us. I congratulate you that you have got the member of parliament, but you have to understand, लड़के हैं, लड़कों से गलती हो जाती है. That is the slogan, that is the commitment of your political party, and you are commenting. You are commenting on someone who is a terrorist. You are commenting on someone who is a criminal when your party is responsible for criminalization of politics in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
Dr. Ranganathan holding his hand up. Yes. Yeah, I'll come to you, Mr. Haider.
That quasi-terrorist, Rahul, was Mr. Afzal Ansari, who was convicted through Gangster Act, but Supreme Court has stayed his conviction.
Yeah. I know. They let him out there and all of that. Exactly. I mean, I didn't want to take names, but since you have brought it out. Mr. Haider, I mean, come on. And there are not just one. I mean, I have a whole list. But anyhow, look, let's not talk about criminalization of politics and try to suggest that the SP covers itself in glory. I mean, if I were to start pulling out the record sheet, the history sheet, so to speak, of the Samajwadi Party's association with political so-called bahubalis. I don't even like to use that word, but
do that. I would welcome
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
let me tell you,
Rahul.
anybody who's convicted for more than 10 years cannot contest an election.
Yeah,
He cannot be a member of parliament.
sir,
Mr. Afzal Ansari has won
moral.
the
I was
yes
talking about
election.
morality in
People have elected him.
politics.
So
I'm
you
only
are
talking
questioning
about.
people's mandate.
Sir,
I
I'm
don't.
only talking about morality in politics. Are you suggesting
If
to me
you are
that the
talking about
Ansaris,
morality, you could
Haider
also
Saab,
ask
are you
people from
suggesting to
Bharatiya
me that
Janata
the
Party
Ansaris,
that
one
they have
second,
given to
see, I don't want to
Bhutan
speak over
Sharma
you.
Singh.
I just
Rahul,
want to
can I
ask.
please get my chance?
Let me just respond to what Mr. Paswan
Rahul,
has said.
please.
No,
Just,
okay,
just
I've
10
run out of
seconds.
time. Have you run out of
agree.
time?
I agree that Bharatiya Janata
Okay, I've run
Party
out of
during
time.
Mr.
I need
Atalji's tenure
to
had-
just hang on. I need to take a time out. We come back to another debate. We are all going to be there. We can continue this, but I'm just taking a time out. I'll be back, viewers, in about 2 minutes. Don't go away.
of सबका साथ, सबका विकास and Vikasit Bharat. And through the collective efforts of NDA, we can become a zero poverty nation. That is possible only Narendra Modi ji. This is a historic moment. All of you are here. Telugu Desam Party is having relations with NDA from the beginning. My leader, my party founder, great N.T. Ramarao garu, you are all aware. Always he was worked for the people, and also he told very clearly, I don't know isms, I know only ism, that is humanism. That is NTR. That vision Narendra Modi ji is making a reality in India. We are very happy for this momentum. I thank all of you. This time we had a historic win of the election. We have won historic elections. If you see 95% seats we have won in Andhra Pradesh. That is a big victory. I have seen so many elections. This is the first of its kind. That is the confidence people are having on NDA and all leaders. My friend Pawan Kalyan ji is here, Janasena leader. Janasena, Telugu Desam Party and also BJP, we worked together without having any reservations. Here, State President Purandeshwari also is here. All leaders, we worked very well. That is the results we got it. I am very happy. Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Union Ministers, respected NDA partners, Honorable MPs, first of all, we are congratulating all of you. We have won wonderful majority. I have seen for the election campaign. For the 3 months, Honorable PM never took any rest. Day and night, he had campaigned, same zeal. He started and ended same spirit. In Andhra Pradesh, we had 3 meetings, public meetings, 1 big rally. It had made a huge difference for winning the elections in Andhra Pradesh. Honorable Home Minister has come. He addressed 1 meeting, very powerful meeting. It has changed the situation in a big way. I am thanking him. Even Honorable Rajnath Singh ji and also Nadda ji and also Gadkari ji, so many leaders have come and they have addressed. It has given a confidence among people that center is with state. We are thanking all ministers. And also, here today, we stand at a crucial juncture in our nation's history. NDA government
Viewers, the Prime Minister is having a time of it, calling the Congress party out for what he claims is its hypocrisy. Today, he asked the Congress and its ecosystem if it still doubted the Election Commission and the electronic voting machines that gave it the highest tally it has secured in 3 Lok Sabha elections. The taunt was in characteristic Modi style. Listen in.
4 जून के नतीजे चल रहे थे। मैं तो अपने काम में कुछ व्यस्त था। बाद में फोन आना शुरू हो गए। तो मैंने किसी को पूछा, यार ये तो ठीक है आंकड़े वांकड़े, तो मुझे ये बताओ कि ईवीएम जिंदा है कि मर गया? क्योंकि ये लोग तय करके बैठे थे कि भारत के लोकतंत्र और लोकतंत्र की प्रक्रिया के प्रति विश्वास ही लोगों का उठ जाए, और लगातार ईवीएम को गाली देना। और मुझे तो लगता था कि शायद इस बार वो ईवीएम की अर्थी क्या जुलूस निकालेंगे, लेकिन 4 जून शाम आते आते उनको ताले लग गए, ईवीएम ने उनको चुप कर दिया।
Congress managers preferred not to join issue with the Prime Minister taking a more evasive stance, suggesting the party was still gathering evidence against the Election Commission. Listen in, viewers.
Definitely we will answer. We have a lot of, we are on the process of collecting a lot of evidences. We will collect the evidences and come back to you.
So, viewers, the implicit assumption being that the Congress will come back to question the legitimacy of this election. While the Congress gathers evidence, let me acquaint you with the hard facts on each of the issues raised against the EVMs and the Election Commission. The courts have stepped in and backed their integrity. Let's look at these, viewers. Look at these issues. The ADR plea in Supreme Court seeking return to paper ballots or 100% VVPAT validation. The plea suggested voters place VVPAT slips themselves in the sealed box. And what did the court come out and say, viewers? It completely rejected. It completely rejected these suggestions. It lists a direction for election integrity. The direction is seal and secure the symbol loading unit for 45 days after the results. SLUs to be available for review if candidates challenge results. Candidates can seek verification of software in 5% of the EVMs per seat. Right to verification limited to candidates who come second or third. All of these points. Engineers of manufacturing companies to certify hardware integrity. So all of this thing was done, viewers. Then there was a problem with the turnout data. Exactly how many voters or electors turned out to vote. Not the turnout as in, viewers, the percentage of those who actually cast their ballot, but how many individual bodies actually voted. The ADR plea in the Supreme Court sought a station-wise voter data 48 hours after polling. That's what they said. To upload Form 17C Part 2 on candidate-wise result of counting. The SC came out and said, no, we cannot interfere, and took a hands-off approach in its own words. Then came the UP electoral rolls case, viewers. The NGO moves a Supreme Court claiming duplication of names in electoral rolls, and the Supreme Court turned out and said that, look, adequate measures for voters to rectify errors or deletion of names, go ahead, exercise your rights. So, viewers, in each of these matters, the Supreme Court has come out and backed the Election Commission. So, I just want to open this up and start with Tehseen Poonawalla and ask him straight off, in the Prime Minister's words, paraphrasing him, kya EVM jinda hai ki mar gaya? Is it dead or alive? I can't hear you. The Congress had earlier said wanted dead or alive. The Prime Minister has said dead or alive. Are they dead or are they alive?
Thank you, Rahul. As you know, I was one of the petitioners in the EVM case and was
why
also
we
called by
invited
the...
you.
Thank you, Rahul. Very gracious of you. And I was also one of the people invited by the Election Commissioner, the only non-MP, MLA, ex-MP, MLA to be invited by the Election Commission in their meeting with regards to EVMs. Now, nobody, at least in my petition, we are not asking replace EVM with ballot. That would be stupid and taking the country back by a few years. But I stand by what my demand is, and I hope at some point we can discuss it even more maturely. 100% VVPAT counting. I know Anand will give statistics, but we need to do this, number one. Number two, my demands I'm talking about. The VVPAT must be printed on paper. That ink does not disappear. This ink disappears in 4 months. The VVPAT should be barcoded with the EVM that it is on. It is extremely important that is done. The slip of the VVPAT is given to the voter, so that can be deposited. And last and not the least, you see it's Form 17C, they're giving that. But there's one more issue. For example, in Pune, Dhule, what happened in Dhule, 17A, 17B, and 17C, the difference was 85,000. So we want to know whether these 85,000 voters come in last minute, because A, B, the difference with C is 85,000. So if there is a discrepancy, we are not saying that that's malafide, but if there's a discrepancy as a voter, you know, in the first past the post, you can lose by 1 vote. 85,000 is a big number. That there should be immediate explanation why there's a discrepancy. That cannot be kept for after elections are over. We look at it. Those discrepancies, there's even discrepancies on the 17C and the EVM total. So those should not happen, even if it's 1 vote. Those are the things that we are talking about, and I think these are mature demands in a democracy. That doesn't make you anti-national.
So what kind of an election commission then collaborates, perhaps, if one were to go by this logic, with the opposition to defeat the Prime Minister that it's taking orders from, in your words? Since you have said the Prime Minister has lost the election, where's the grouse? How is the Election Commission then complicit in what you're saying? I can't figure this out. This is befuddling.
The three election commissioners, particularly the chief election commissioner, it breaks my heart to say this, and I hope I'm not stopped. It breaks my heart to say this. Should think about, he's been a serving IAS officer, now he's on a constitutional post. He should not behave like that. He should behave like the election commissioner. He's not subservient to the Prime Minister. He's equal to...
Do you know there was one gentleman...
Don't stop me, please. Please don't stop me. He should behave like an election commissioner and equal of the Prime Minister. Every single press conferences of him mocking the opposition. Fine. Our points may not be relevant. That's fine. We are the opposition of the country. We are about 65% of the country. You cannot mock us. He's a serving
Let me get the BJP spokesperson. Yet viewers, the man who mocked the opposition in the eyes of the Congress today gave them the election. So maybe he stole the election. Maybe he stole the election. No, because you say that he has all the powers to manipulate.
No, sir, our numbers are despite him, not in spite him.
So at that time, so I mean, this is weird logic. He's the gatekeeper,
very
you
strong
claim.
Logic.
Okay, 1 second. He's the gatekeeper, you say. He determines, not the people, he determines who wins this election. He has thrown his lot in, as the whole election commission has for the last 10 years with Mr. Modi, but then for no rhyme or reason, decides that no, Rahul Gandhi must get 99 so that he can tell everybody that, look, I'm a great guy. I mean, I don't understand how this works. Anyhow, Guru Prakash Paswan, would you like to respond? Dr. Ranganathan right after that. Yes.
No, I think when Tehseen or anyone supporting the Congress party speaks about the integrity of election process or the Election Commission of India, I think it is a laughable proposition. We have seen election commissioners right from the first election commissioner Sukumar Sen to Mr. Naveen Chawla having been related to the Gandhi family. Mr. Naveen Chawla, in his book, he has publicly accepted the fact that I was considered as the third son of Indira Gandhi. And that Naveen Chawla, who was declared unfit to hold any public office by the Shah Commission, was made the election commissioner right before the 2009 general election. Tehseen, iska kya argument hai? You have made election commissioners cabinet ministers in your government, and now you are pointing out fingers on the election commission. I don't understand. On the one hand, you are saying that the BJP has been defeated. On the other hand, you are saying that the Election Commission of India role is dubious. Point number one. Point number two, these people, they hate innovation. These people, Rahul, they are Luddites. They don't dislike innovation of any kind. I very well remember, I am live from Bihar. Mr. Lalu Yadav, the key stakeholder of India Alliance, booth used to be captured Booth violence, murders on the day of voting was a normal factor during the RJD Congress rule in Bihar. Do they want that time back? You are Luddites, you hate innovation, you hate technology. That is precisely the problem. So I think you don't have any moral authority to take a higher ground on saying election commissioner ab dubious ho gaya hai, pehle acha tha. For the first time, Rahul, my last point, that the election commissioner's appointment will be regulated and the leader of opposition will also have a phenomenal role in the appointment of election commissioners. Prior to that, what used to happen? जो भी सोनिया मैडम कहते वो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बन जाएगा, जो भी राहुल जी कहते वो इलेक्शन कमिश्नर बन जाएगा.
Now, on this point, though Mr. Paswan, on that point, it could have been even a more robust process. To be honest, you could have had, instead of a cabinet minister in on that meeting, which would make it 2 against 1, you could have had perhaps the Supreme Court Justice, though I would disagree with the Supreme Court Chief Justice being there because they appoint themselves. So I don't know what moral authority they have to sit in on some sort of a selection commission, but maybe some other person. So it would have been more equitable. But anyhow, let me just, one second. Let me just bring in Dr. Ranganathan very quickly. Okay, make your point, Mr. Paswan. Make your point. I don't want to.
Rahul ji.
Yeah.
No, Rahul ji, last 10 seconds. Dekho, before that, leader of opposition had any minuscule role to play in the appointment of election commissioner? Yes or no?
No.
You just give me an answer yes or no that any opposition leader had any role.
But why don't make a process? Why not make it completely above question?
Rahul, it happens in stages.
It happens in stages, but we can't wait because there is always this cloud of suspicion and we should not be waiting when, it's a matter of, so to speak, who governs this country for the next 5 years. I think that can't wait. Those kind of matters can't wait. Anyhow, Dr. Ranganathan.
Rahul, look, the kind of opposition we have, especially Rahul Gandhi and Congress, they would doubt the quality of the paper on which the ballot is being chosen if the ballot was there instead of the EVMs. This is the kind of, let me show you this tweet of Chief Electoral Officer. Look at the brazen shoot and scoot of the ex-Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, who accused of EVMs being switched in Chhattisgarh in his constituency. And the electoral officer had to come out and say, this is complete lie. Shoot and scoot. What happens? No apology, nothing, no deletion of tweets. Instead, the Congress goes on offensive. The tweet of Mr. Baghel is taken up by Jairam Ramesh and other Congresses. I don't think Tehseen did, thankfully, but it's broadcasted. So the news goes on that, the EVMs are faulted. Form 17C is not matching with the other. It's complete mayhem. This is what these anarchists do. And as far as my friend Guru and Tehseen are concerned, slight correction to or addition to what Guru said, the Congressee, I have no other word to describe him, Naveen Chawla, who was unfit to hold office according to the Shah Commission because of the excesses he committed during the emergency, was not just made the election commissioner. In fact, in 2009, the chief election commissioner, then Mr. Gopalaswamy, wrote a letter to the then president, Ms. Pratibha Patil, saying that the election commissioner, Naveen Chawla, should be removed. And he gave 80 pages worth of proof, including 25 affidavits, that whenever we hold a confidential meeting, Naveen Chawla, on the pretext of a loo break, goes outside and communicates whatever we're having to Congress leaders in 10 Janpath. And you know what the president did? She didn't remove the election commissioner, Naveen Chawla. She made him the chief election commissioner before the 2009 elections. And before, of course, I myself said that when BJP was in opposition, Mr. L.K. Advani, who was then the leader of opposition, said that the election commissioner should be chosen by the ruling dispensation, the Prime Minister, the leader of opposition, and the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. The BJP themselves haven't followed it. Yeah. But before that, the Chief Election Commissioner used to be chosen according to not only me, but facts, as well as the ex-Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Qureshi, on the whims and fancies of the then Prime Ministers. And they were all Congress Prime Ministers. At the beck and call of them, they would people like Naveen Chawla. So let not Congress talk about the irregularities as far as Election Commission is concerned. I myself want a complete transparent process. Agreed that has not happened, but it should happen.
Yeah, it should be above question.
Rahul, I need a line. I need one line.
Yeah,
just one line.
Go ahead.
Just one line before you go to the...
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I'm not even going to get into what Anand said. I think the process must be more transparent. But if Naveen Chawla was doing such illegal activities and they had evidence of it, Why did the current chief election commissioner not look at prosecuting him? Why did this Modi government for 10 years not prosecute him? Look, it's very easy to write these fiction books. I've read so many of them. Files used to go by Pulok Chatterjee to Mrs. Gandhi's office. If you had a shred of evidence,
okay. Anyhow,
the
let's
Prime
not
Minister
go down
is
that
duty bound
route.
to act.
We are talking about the
You can't shoot
integrity.
and scoot. This is shoot and scoot. This is shoot and scoot.
Can I rebut? Just 10 seconds.
Hello,
10
Tehseen.
seconds.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Guru, just 1 second. Tehseen, you are talking about no action. Are you saying that the Shah Commission was fictitious because the Shah Commission indicted Naveen Chawla and said he is unfit to hold office?
I don't care about Naveen Chawla.
Well, someone
don't
did.
care about
Someone
Naveen
did.
Chawla.
Someone did.
I am
Someone
saying
did.
he does
Someone did,
act on
Tehseen.
him.
Okay, anyhow, someone
That's
did.
true, and that's wrong.
No, someone did and gave
And that
him.
was wrong.
Gave
Two
him.
wrongs don't make a right.
One second, relax.
This guy is doing shairi.
Okay,
Instead of answering the
One
opposition question.
second. Viewers, look. Now, the first election in this country took place in 1952. We all know this. From 1952 all the way till the last election, viewers, even now, in fact, no one thought it necessary to change the system of appointing the election commissioner. And we say Nehru was the greatest Democrat, the greatest upholder of the right to exercise your franchise. Can you believe it, viewers? Can you believe it? Look at we're talking about misinformation, right? This was the shoot and scoot of the century. Nehru was a great Democrat, we were told. Shoot and scoot, bang, and that was it. Anyhow, let me bring in Abbas Haider Saab. Abbas Haider Saab, I just want to bring you in here. You know, last assembly election, perhaps the one before that, I remember Akhilesh Yadav coming out and saying, look, this election has been stolen. The EVM is cheating us. These were his words. You will not deny it, right, Mr. Haider? So I want to ask you, these same EVMs, अब आपके जो यूपी के लड़के हैं, he has become the comeback king of Uttar Pradesh by the same process, same EVMs. And he is claiming that he has slain the big dragon, which he calls Prime Minister Modi, in his own backyard. And यहाँ तक कि वो वाराणसी में भी he would have lost in Varanasi. The same EVM, sir, has thrown up these results. Wrong or right?
Rahul Bhai, the People's Representation Act, under which the Election Commission of India conducts the election, it clearly says that it is very important to conduct free, fair and transparent election. It is necessary to boost the confidence of the people. But during this election, even during this election, we have seen how Bharatiya Janata Party has tried to manipulate the machinery, the system across Uttar Pradesh. We have lost so many complaints against those in dispensaries. And you know,
no, I'm asking you, Mr. Haider, willy-nilly. No, 1 second. Let's even take you at face value. That hasn't amounted to anything, right? You have still won more seats and denied the BJP a majority. Those seats, those 30 extra seats that you got, have denied the BJP a majority. What kind of BJP is this? And what kind of Samajwadi Party is this that now accepts the verdict from the same EVM?
We are still looking into it, and the misuse of the machinery. We have seen that. Was there any action taken against the leader of Bharatiya Janata Party?
So don't talk about all of that. I'm talking about the EVMs tonight. We are talking about the EVMs. I could say there were hundreds of exceptions even made for a large number of opposition politicians who said some venal things. Let's not make this about this. Don't change the goalpost.
Let's be complete. But we were committed that whatever people's mandate is should come out as the result, which has not happened in the past. And we are.
But it happened miraculously this time.
Quite, at most of the places we have done what we were committed to.
Okay, viewers.
And whatever people's mandate.
You can try it any which way. You can cut this. Okay, you can cut this any which way you can, but it'll all end up at the same spot. Let me just bring in Mr. Paswan. He was raising his hand. He wanted to respond to Mr. Haider. Go ahead.
No, I think Samajwadi Party has won 37 out of 80 MPs and still they have complaints regarding the Election Commission of India. This is just beyond my comprehension. You have to understand it's a either give or take. Do you accept the verdict? When you accept the verdict, then what is the problem with the integrity of the EVMs? I don't understand. You are not making any sense. You are not making any logical conclusion, sir. We have to understand that the integrity of the EVMs, the integrity of the electoral process of the country, your leader was moving around with the constitution. Election Commission is a statutory institution. When you disrespect the Election Commission of India, you disrespect the Constitution of India.
And I think
Please
I think the EVMs have spoken, viewers. Through them, the voters have spoken, and it's been a pretty, yes, above board exercise. Doctor.
No, my good friend Guru is wrong, because I agree with Tehseen. Samajwadi Party has got 37 seats despite the EVMs not working and going against it. They were expecting 81 out of it.
I'll leave it at this, viewers. This is how, look, this is how absurd this debate has been. This is how absurd. I'll leave it at this, viewers. Thank you very much for watching.
Co-powered by visionary leadership of Sri Narendra Modi ji has taken significant initiatives in the last 10 years. The country has witnessed remarkable progress and transformation. Narendra Modi ji focused and dedicated approach has transformed the nation into a global powerhouse. I am in the politics for the last 4 decades. I have seen so many leaders. I can give entire credit for Narendra Modi ji for making India proud globally. That is his biggest achievement for the country. Now, under his leadership, we have reached 5th largest economy in the world. Now, we are confident during this tenure, he is going to make India 3rd largest economy in the world. And at the same time, he is planning Vikasit Bharat Vision 2047. We are very confident under his leadership, India will become either 1 or 2 globally. It is going to happen. And at the same time, Indians under his leadership globally will become number 1 globally. As on today, Indians are all everywhere. If you go anywhere in the world, highest per capita income Indians are earning. I am confident under his leadership, Indians are going to become global leaders in the near future. It is going to happen. You name public governance, corporate governance, in the name of service, we are going to serve the global community. That is going to happen. Under this, sir, only all of us have to keep balancing regional aspirations and national interest must run parallelly, ensuring holistic development across all strata of society. Friends, I have seen so many governments. We are a very, very inspiring time. Anything you wanted to achieve, if you visualize, it can be done. Narendra Modi ji is having a vision, and also is having a zeal, and also his execution is very perfect, and also he is executing all his policies with a true spirit. Always to have a leader. Right time is a great asset for the nation. Today, India is having a right leader, right time. That is Narendra Modi.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Prime Time studios. Ladies and gentlemen, the conversation revolves around the stability of the NDA, the more dependable alliance as outlined by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the Central Hall today, as he was addressing all the members of the NDA. A short while ago, in fact, Prime Minister met President Draupadi Murmu to stake claim to form the next government, days after the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance eased to victory in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. They will be part and they will be the ones in power, in government in the 18th Lok Sabha. A short while ago, the President has actually tweeted that she has not only appointed him as Prime Minister designate, but also asked him to come forth with a list of those members who will be part of the cabinet. And the Prime Minister confirming that the evening of the 9th of June is what they have conveyed to the President and Rashtrapati Bhavan as convenient for the swearing-in ceremony. So now the Rashtrapati Bhavan has to now come back with the convenience, and most probably Sunday evening between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. one can